Here is one of the best Dynasty fantasy football quarterback values that I would be looking to acquire this offseason in those Dynasty Superflex leagues. KeepTradeCut.com has this quarterback valued as the quarterback 24, which does include the incoming quarterback rookie class, but does not make a ton of sense when looking at this quarterback's impact on fantasy football through time. And that quarterback is Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. Watson played 3 full seasons from 2018 through 2020 and was a top 5 quarterback in fantasy points per game in all of those seasons. 21.3 points per game in 2018, ranked 5th. 22 points per game in 2019, ranked 2nd. And 23.5 points per game in 2020, ranked 5th. Through those seasons in Houston, we saw examples of the upside you look for in your fantasy football quarterback. Through the numbers, and here are some examples. 551 rushing yards in 2018. He had 3 seasons in total over 400 rushing yards. 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019. 4,823 passing yards in 2020. He's had 2 seasons over 4,000 passing yards. 33 passing touchdowns in 2020. A 70.2 completion percentage in 2020. He's had 3 seasons of 67 plus for his completion percentage. He didn't play in 2021, and then in 2022 and 2023, his seasons were cut short. This impacts value. Even in 2023, we saw quality games that translated well for fantasy football. Watson played in 5 full games, and here were 3 of them. 154 passing, 45 rushing yards with a touchdown in the air and on the ground in Week 1 for 21.7 fantasy points as the quarterback 5. 289 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns for 21.2 fantasy points as the quarterback 10 in Week 3. 219 passing yards with 2 passing touchdowns in Week 9 for 19 fantasy points as the quarterback 8. Cleveland is a great place to be a quarterback in. That is evident through Joe Flacco, who was named the Comeback Player of the Year this past season. And we don't have to compare Deshaun Watson to Joe Flacco at all. But it's a sign that the quarterback in this system can be set up for success. Kevin Stefanski just won Coach of the Year. Myles Garrett leads the defensive side of the ball, Defensive Player of the Year. 2023 was a career-high 1,250 receiving yards for Amari Cooper. David Njoku was looking like the best tight end in the league for a span at the end of the season. He had career highs across the board with 123 targets, 81 receptions, 882 receiving yards, and 6 receiving touchdowns. I still believe in the talent of Jerry Jeudy, who was just traded to the Browns. We've seen the flashes. He just needs to stay on the field. Elijah Moore will be a role player. We are all rooting for a Nick Chubb comeback. And the Browns' offensive line is great. I think Deshaun Watson will be a high-end quarterback too. I would absolutely send any 2024 second-round pick in Superflex leagues to go and grab Deshaun Watson before next season, which will be the bounce-back season for him.